Hi, everybody.
Hi, how are you?
Welcome to Parlour Tea. We have a very special guest. Our friend Ken is here.
Hello, hello.
And also...
Well, I'm never quite alone. I'm never quite alone. You could say my business venture is a joint venture with a gentleman who disappeared long ago, Alistair Grimdower, and I kind of am dressed in his honor today. But I'm kind of me too, so...
Excellent, excellent. I'm so excited.
Yes, I'm happy that he is dressed.
Yeah, I can't be Alistair all the time. Alistair can't be here all the time. My wife would object. I couldn't get basic things done. Like I said, even driving here, Alistair's used to horse and buggy. He'd never be able to get here, so he's got to let me drive. But I don't mind dressing the part.
Excellent.
So why don't you tell us about your business, the name, and...
Well, the Grimdower Dolls. Grimdower is the family of doll makers that go back to Mordecai Grimdower back to the 1700s, who was hung for grave robbing. He used to rob graves for hair and cloth to make his dolls, and
that's commitment.
Yes, yeah, he hung for it. But the idea is that everyone in the family took some sort of stab at the doll business, but it wasn't until Alistair came along that Alistair kind of really knew what he was doing and realized that he couldn't just put creepy dolls in front of normal people. And so he found his audience. People who would be very comfortable at the parlor would be Alistair's audience for his dolls. And it was under Alistair that the Grimdower company excelled, and then kind of went out of favor. And then he kind of tapped me on the shoulder and said, let's do this again. And loving Halloween, that's kind of how I got started. It really got started doing Halloween props and making dolls for Halloween and making many other props for Halloween and giving them to family members. And along the way, it just looked like something that more people might enjoy than just a handful of family and friends.
I find it really fascinating that you even did the research and went farther back to the actual origin of everything, and then that's what your perception and how you do your dolls are very well thought out.
Thank you.
I think that there's a lot of love. There's a story. It's almost like a darker Cabbage Patch.
It's a super dark Cabbage Patch, and we love that.
So, which is awesome.
They're right behind. Some of them are right behind us, too.
Yeah, so they're like over here.
I feel like they might.
And we think they're awesome.
Thank you. They do run the gamut. That was one of the things that was a lot of fun to do, was having dolls that went from actual historical people like Lizzie Borden or Marianne Cotton all the way on to fictional vampire characters or characters from movies.
That's so cool. I absolutely appreciate the whole storyline behind it too, the history of everything, and the uniqueness of, I mean, each doll is so unique.
Thank you. Some of them are very funny, tongue-in-cheek. One of my favorites in that regard, I was lucky enough to come across a baby doll that was yawning, a porcelain doll, and very rare do you find something like that. And as soon as I saw it, again, Alistair tapped me on the shoulder and said, I think I know who that doll wants to be. And that turned into Baby's First Fang, which, a single fang in a yawning baby was, something that's subtle. It's not as over the top as some of the others are. But again, that's for different people with different tastes. Creepy runs the gamut.
It definitely does.
My question to you is, like, out of all these dolls that you had done, right?
Oh, how many have you done?
Including private. Private collection and family
customers.
Oh, I would say probably in the 40 to 50 range at that point. Maybe more, because a lot of people have them. My extended family, friends, and I have my own private collection that I use for Halloween every year, and those aren't for sale. So
How long have you been in business?
Very short. This has only been a couple of years that I've been doing this now. I've been making the dolls for quite a while because of Halloween. Halloween has always been my absolute favorite holiday.
There's no other holiday.
There is no
It is the holiday.
holiday. And I've been doing, I also do latex work and other things. And the dolls were just one of them. And it kind of, like I said, it kind of clicked. And it really just, they kind of resonate with people because they can go in so many different directions. So like when I made some for family members, some family members would say like, one member of my family wanted one with a cat theme because they love cats. It was hard finding a base cat, but I finally found one. Other people were like, well, I want it creepy, but not so creepy. Something more antique and disturbing looking, but nothing too. And her little bottle of poison there.
Yeah.
It's very subtle.
That's how she got rid of her family. She's an historical character. And that's Mary Ann Cotton. And she murdered most of her husbands and children and anyone who came within reach of her bottle of poison, really.
Well, there you go. I like the fact that you give the little tag. It has a little, verbiage around your company. It says the name handwritten.
Each one is a title. It's either the name of the doll itself, but not every doll's tag is a name. Some are a sentiment or a feeling or just whatever they are. They're basically like titling a painting, really.
Mm-hmm. They're absolutely
gorgeous. I believe that art is art, and it doesn't matter if it's like a painting, a picture, like a photograph, or a sculpture or a doll. I mean, it's just.
Well, that's where my human form got its start because I was a painting major at Pratt Institute. Got my master's in fine art painting at Pratt many years ago. Never really turned that into a successful painting career. It's a very difficult business to break into. But.
Yes, hence the
yes. So, what's your favorite doll? Even if it's not here.
Oh yes, it would have to be a doll that's in my private collection that started out as a Snow White doll that I procured for her hair, and she had broken fingers and all this other stuff. And so I just it was cheaper to buy the doll with the hair than it was to buy hair. And so I ended up with this doll, and I had no use for a Snow White costume. And she had no hair at that point, and she had broken fingers, as I said. And I just said, well, what am I going to do with this? And I just started adding prosthetic claws and wires and gears in her head. And by the time it was done, she was like a kind of a quasi steampunk mechanical creature person. And she's my absolute favorite. And even she is not perfect. Like her wires are not all attached. Some have snapped and broken. And
that's the best, though.
Yeah. But like I said, one of the things that happen with the dolls, and it's not just to say it to be melodramatic or corny, that you really can't force a doll into a role it doesn't want to be in. Mm-hmm. And I really do feel when I see these dolls and I get the doll that I'm working with, and this is where, I mean, again, I joke and say it's where Alistair comes in, but it is kind of where Alistair comes in. We kind of figure out, who does this doll want to be in its next life? It's had its one life. It had its owner and it had its family, and now it's no longer wanted. So now it has a chance to be free and kind of pick what it wants to be.
I love that.
That's great.
And some of them want to be really bizarre things.
Yeah. I agree. I think that stuff is, when people come in to look at some of either the dolls or the paintings or whatever, I always feel that things talk to people.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
I feel weird, but I feel that too when I go out and
things
look.
Definitely speak to, and I think that we get that a lot here at the parlor. People come in and like, this place just speaks to me. It draws me in. And you're either into it or you are not.
I mean, people purchase things just not, I just need, they love it.
Yeah.
There's a love to something that they want it.
I'm hoping that these dolls get adopted while they're here.
Oh, so that they
I
would
do
love that.
too.
They're very obedient in their homes. They don't cause a lot of trouble.
Are they potty trained?
They are potty trained, and they're not all cursed. People think they're all cursed. They're not all cursed. We can't possibly curse every doll. There's just not enough time.
Not enough resources, not enough demons.
To lay down a good curse takes time, and we just can't guarantee. We're lucky if we get 50%. So.
Good compliance rate.
Yes.
That's good.
But I always thought, like, even with Snow White, I mean, that's a real good take on a dark fairy tale. Changing her into
the fairy tale. Fairy
tales are dark.
They were dark before. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. In fact, I have in my mind, but again, I need the right doll. I can't force it on a doll. But I have in mind, I would love to do the witch from Hansel and Gretel, or the old woman from Hansel and Gretel.
Nobody gives her enough attention.
I know. I actually have a cage with a doll inside, a child doll inside the cage, just waiting for the right old woman doll to look to fatten her up and cook her. So.
Goals.
Yeah. But again, the cannibalism isn't for everyone, so you have to wait and find the right doll that wants to do.
It's on a to-do list.
Yeah.
To locate.
If anyone finds that doll,
if anyone has a doll that they said this doll's tried to take a chunk out of me more than one time, I'd be interested in that doll.
Let me run the
run
website.
the bottom on the website. And also, just so you know, if someone has an idea of a doll or something, they can reach out to you specifically to make something specific.
Absolutely. And again, just what I explained now is really the only condition. Imagination is not a limitation. Availability of the right base is the problem. And if I can find that base, if you're willing, or maybe you have the doll,
right,
and say, this doll, I've had this doll for years, and I see it as something else. Yeah, let's talk. And if it's doable, I'm perfectly willing to do that.
That's great.
And people can reach out to you on the website. That's
the dolls are listed on the website. It looks like a sale website, but it is not. It is an information only website. But it gives you an idea. There's pictures there of the dolls from the private collection. You can see the ones that we were talking about. You can see ones that have sold, and you can see the ones that are still available and the ones that are new. But that also can give people ideas. And to your point, like, oh, hey, I kind of like that, but I wish it was a little bit more. Send me an email. Send me a thing. And
because I think that people might know. You might, you get these little figures of some of these things, like, it would be awesome to do, like, I'm always throwing ideas, like, strong female icons from horror movies that you might not get that are a little bit more touchable, meaning that you can touch them instead of these little tiny figures. What are you going to do with them? It's nice to take one of the dolls that are something from a movie that you love and put a dome on it, and you could just walk by and just remember how I love that movie, or that movie made me feel so like I can conquer anything. I think that
scared the crap out of me, and I love being scared.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to have something, and I know that there's a lot of our customers love Universal Monsters to do, Bride of Frankenstein, wink, wink, you know who you are.
I'm a sucker for the vampires.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. Who isn't?
So
Dark Shadows.
Yes.
Yeah. So I've actually done different takes on
I can't reach her
Lucy
right
now. And Mina from Dracula, and then I've done Lucy as the Bloofer lady, which was very popular, carrying the child around, and then I just recently did Claudia.
I don't know if you want to reach her. I'm afraid that I'm going to knock them over.
She knows me.
She won't bite you.
And
she is stunning.
There's Claudia from Interview, or at least the Grimdower interpretation of it.
Right.
She's now part of the family.
The little earrings that are the spider. on
Yeah,
she's
there.
just stunning.
There are all little touches. Everything is painted right on down to the fingernails, the lines in the hands, everything. There's
Look at her eyes.
her eyes will follow you too. There are a few dolls in the collection whose eyes will follow you around a bit, and the most recent in the vampire genre is Carmilla. That I think
she's
I
wonderful.
put on my Instagram. Yeah, I'm also on Instagram, so by all means, the Instagram might even be more fun than the website. So
there you go.
You can go there. The Instagram, and so Carmilla from Le Fanu's story, Carmilla, which was made into a play and several movies. I just always wanted to do a Carmilla, and I had one doll who just really wanted to be her.
I think
I like that
that
you connect
people,
with the dolls.
yeah, I think that people don't realize that people love dolls, no matter if they're the creepy old ones or the new creepy ones. Like, you know, people have to understand, like, I'm a collector of a lot of things, if you don't even know. But like the Living Dead dolls were a big for them for a very long time. They've dwindled a little bit because those people don't do this much, but they've stepped out of a box and did things differently. These dolls are larger and more detailed and incredible.
And they're very unique.
And they're unique.
One of a kind, right?
Yes, they are one of a kind, and because they're starting from multiple different base bodies, and that's the other thing too. If you're into the whole recycling thing, you can feel good that your doll is a repurposed doll that otherwise would have been trash, and here
someone else's love.
Yeah, and you're carrying on a legacy. Plus, I think, John, to your point, dolls tend to resonate with people in a creepy way. You have all the doll movies, the Annabelle, the Robert doll, and all of those stories. The classic Twilight Zone with the talkie Tina. There's and there's always scenes in movies with dolls, or even the clown doll in Poltergeist.
Right.
These are things that kind of there's something about dolls that, just like some people find clowns scary.
All right.
There's something about dolls and
that are really
their glassy eyes or how they are. There's just something about them that doesn't take much to take it that step further and into that other realm.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I mean, I love them because I feel, besides the fact that I was always, creepy when I liked my stuff, but to me, I never thought of this, for me, as a toy. I always thought of it as like something that was special. Everything that I have or get for myself is special. There's an attachment to something. I don't just go vigorously just going and buying everything.
Really?
Well, that's not part of this. This is up for debate. But I just love the fact that, some of these people can give you, in my opinion, a piece of something that is so unique and different that it just gives that little warmness to your heart, like to remember something or a movie, like we had said, that are just great. And I think that they are great. I mean, the whole thing is beautiful.
I mean, the not just the concept, but the execution is
right.
Yeah, but every line is painted, every crack, everything is done by brush. I don't use any kind of like quick special effect, like crackle paint or anything like that on that. Everything's done by hand. I use very good primer so that the adhesion on the paint is reliable.
Doesn't rub off.
How long does it take?
It depends on the doll. It really does. Some dolls are very cooperative, and others aren't. But speaking of dolls and things, in honor of today's interview, I finished one today that I've been wanting to do for a while, and I literally finished this today.
Let's put Claudia over here and make room for this new special
Claudia
baby.
Everyone says, the Grimdower dolls, they're creepy. The dolls are supposed to be cuddly. So I decided to do a Cuddle Bunny doll, and this doll is called Cuddle Bunny. And she, she's willing to give out free hugs, but you kind of hug her at your own peril. Yeah.
I think you need a tetanus shot before you hug her.
Yeah, but she's
Yeah.
willing. I mean, she's willing. She's there, open arms. Her sign is clearly there, and that is real barbed wire. Yeah, that's real rusty barbed wire. And so, you kind of need Band-Aids and a tetanus shot to kind of give her a hug.
Well, the
She's
funny part is
absolutely
that,
beautiful.
you say, barbed wire. My drag persona is barbed wire.
Oh, I like that. I
So
like
I'm gonna
that.
sit with.
So,
Well, then
yeah.
maybe you want to
Bunny.
buy Cuddle Bunny. She might be.
I just think
That
that
might be
she's
your
a great
next
idea.
concept for your next.
Yeah, my next thing. Yeah.
I've been, and again, this was, and again, this just shows you the process. This was an idea that I had for a while, but I needed the right doll for it. And when I saw this doll's expression and the way she posed with her upward arms, and I changed her eyes out. Her eyes will also follow you around, but her eyes are a little unhealthy looking. And
so, tell us about the barbed wire. You told me the story. I think it's
oh
really very...
yeah. Can I say this publicly? Is anyone going to track me down?
Yeah, no, we can talk about that another time.
Yeah,
It's
don't.
legitimately real, and they have been
It-
filed down that they're not pointy to.
Well, nature did that. Nature just rusted them over.
But I like the
You still have
fact
to be
that it
careful.
came from somewhere,
Yes,
and that it
it's-
was refurbished into something that
Again,
is warm and
it's
fuzzy.
something that does not have to go into the landfill. It's perfect.
It's refurbished.
It's
It's perfect.
It's recycled. It's upcycled.
It's a great idea.
And how can you resist her? I mean, she's just so. I mean, she's just so open and
Right.
looking for love.
I think that the uniqueness of it. I think that it's great. I think that people will love it. I just think that. So you're going to be here as like a meet and greet. We're not. Okay, don't worry about that. Anyway, moving on. Scratch that.
No,
I was here.
he was here.
I was
Okay.
here.
He
When
was
this,
here.
by the time this airs,
Yes.
I will have been here.
Part of the blooper reel.
Half of our show is a blooper
well,
reel. Okay,
whatever.
so but the important part is that the dolls will very much be here for the entire month
Kept
of
April and
April
May.
and May.
May.
Yep. An extensive collection will be here through
Yeah.
through May.
Yeah.
It's nice to see them all together, and then after that,
We'll figure out
then
what's
it's gonna
what.
just be it'll be what's here and what's that. But
Yeah.
if you really want to see the whole collection, try to get down here this month or next and get to see them all together.
They really are special. They
are.
They do need you to see them face to face.
Yeah.
They're
nice.
asking.
They're
They're asking
different.
for you
Yes,
to come see
they're
them
saying
face to face.
come.
Especially the ones that eyes follow you. You're
Yeah,
gonna
I wanna-
feel like, okay,
Can we talk about that for a
yeah,
minute?
we can talk about
She's
it.
over there.
Yeah,
This
one
one's
this
one's
one
eyes.
does it, but
The other one over there does it more.
watching and waiting does it. I can't get you.
Okay.
And then
Should've
again,
brought the dolls
the other one
over.
that's currently on display is the one that you really like, John, is Murder, She Wrote, which is true dark humor, which is basically an elderly couple where the gentleman, here you go. So basically, now let's see her eyes. Now, if I do this, she's looking at you. If I do this, she's looking at you. If I do this, she's looking at you. She's still looking at you.
Ooh,
Yeah.
She is so cool.
She has this little.
And she's waiting
Yeah.
too.
Waiting. For
Just
someone.
waiting. Yeah. So
But this one does that too, right?
yes, she does that. Some do, and it's quite fun when the doll is willing to put that effort into interacting with you.
But they really are cool. It's a great concept. It's it's a great opportunity for people to find something a little abnormal, but in a good way.
Unique. Very unique. Yes. These are amazing gifts, I'd imagine.
Oh yeah, this would be great. This would be but not an American.
Not an American doll,
but
but an American Girl doll.
yeah.
Some of them may actually be American Girl dolls. I'm not going to say, but
no, that's really cool.
But they're great gifts, and for those creepy people, if Mother's Day is coming.
That's true.
Absolutely.
These would be beautiful Mother's Day
Yeah,
gifts.
I mean,
if
baby's first thing. If
don't
you have
forget.
Yeah.
If you have a
baptism or something.
Exactly.
Christening.
Yeah.
Christening.
I even have a jewelry holder to hang jewelry on, which has Mary Webster hanging from it along with your jewelry. So if anyone knows the story of Mary Webster and how she was hanged as a witch but survived and then went on to live to a ripe old age, I have her hanging, and you can put your necklaces and earrings right next to it.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Something for your
we had spoken before about doing some specific dolls that are only that you could purchase here at the parlor.
Yes.
We're trying some new things, which I think is awesome.
Yeah, I just absolutely love these. I think they're just so original, and there's the execution. Like I said, it's one thing to repurpose a doll. It's another thing to do it at this level. I mean, they're just
Thank you so much. I appreciate
beautiful.
that.
I agree.
You're too kind.
I think when you first brought the original round in, I kind of gasped. Like I didn't know what to expect. I saw them and I was like, oh, they're just so pretty.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch over here that are really cool.
Let's see if we can show her. Can she come out easily? Because she's stunning. Oh, look at her.
That's from our vampire series. She's got her nice fresh bites on her neck.
Yeah.
Right there.
I'm going to move her over.
Oh, I can
There's the other side.
I don't want her to get tangled with the others.
There's a little bites on her neck or on here. But they're really...
And again, almost all of them come with their own jewelry, whether it's earrings or pendants or whatever.
Little spider web.
Theme them,
right there. Very cool. The hat. She's move her hair on that side. Then
there's her bites,
the little bite mark over there, which is kind of fun.
And this would definitely fall into a combination of something that people are into, vampire and Dracula story, but also someone who wants a doll that's maybe a little more subtle. It's creepy, but she's certainly not Claudia with the blue skin and serpentine eyes.
No.
Oh,
but
she's so pretty.
We have people that have all their beautiful dolls and they throw in their beautiful creepy dolls into the mix, and people walk by and they're like, what?
But that's the thing. I mean, I think she's just as beautiful as these
I do too.
Other dolls that are not repurposed. I think that they're actually more beautiful because not only are they exquisitely beautiful, they're spooky, but they're pretty. Just because they're spooky doesn't mean they're not pretty.
Correct.
Let me see if I can get Satana over here.
Oh yeah, you guys need to see her.
Satana is a perfect example of a doll who really knew who she wanted to be in her next life.
Is there like a channeling process that you go through with that, or do you just like see them and decide?
Oh yeah, when she shouted to me from the shelf and said, "Please give me horns and let me be who I want to be."
You see her horns. There you go. There's her horns.
She'd be a little. Sometimes the base. I'll fix it later.
It's okay.
Look at her. Look at that outfit. She's just absolutely beautiful.
She even has her little pitchfork there, I think.
Yeah.
Or no.
Pitchfork.
It's down there. Now she comes with a little pitchfork, and
she's been disarmed.
Yeah.
She was stabbing the other dolls, so we had to put an end to the pitchfork.
Put that down.
Time out.
So
is there any other like plugs? Are you going to be anything anywhere anytime soon in person?
Well, the only other venue that I'm familiar with is the Asbury Park Punk Rock Flea Market, which I did one of, and I have every intention of doing as many of those as I can. So I believe there's one coming up sometime in the spring. I haven't seen anything on it just yet.
Yeah.
But if they have it, I'll be there. I believe they do another one in October. And if they have that one, I'll be there if they let me. And other than that, it's Asbury Park or Keyport at the Parlour.
At the
Yeah.
Parlour.
Yeah.
Well, if you're doing those events, let us know. We'll post
Absolutely.
it up on our Instagram.
Absolutely.
And definitely follow the Grimdower Instagram page. We have some cross references on our Instagram, so if you're
Correct.
following us, you can easily find Mr. Alistair.
Yeah,
on
and
there.
yeah, by all means, follow me on Instagram. I usually post all my updates if I do a new doll. I try to keep the posts going, and
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're absolutely
So
beautiful.
any other plugs that you'd like to? Anything you want to
Bring
talk
us your
about?
dolls.
Parlour, please come here. This is the place.
This is the
This
place.
is the place. You know, if
Out
you,
of the mouth of a 1800-year-old.
yes, and and it is a fortuitous location because even if you feel like you can't handle the creepiness of it, stop across the street
It's
at
true.
3BR,
And have a
get
drink.
some really good drinks over at 3BR, and then
Yes.
waddle across the
Yes.
street.
Get your courage.
Get your courage, and then come
Yeah.
on in.
Yeah. And then with that being said, just want you to know that he'll be here. His dolls will be here. You can reach out to him on his website. Like I said, he does custom, so feel free to say,
Yeah.
hey, I have an idea, and work with him. He's a really very nice gentleman.
He's from the 1800s.
Yeah,
he's very
so he's a
polite.
little bit more polite.
Well, I'm a
than
lot.
normal.
I think I'm a lot nicer than Alistair. Alistair.
You think so?
Oh,
Alistair's cranky?
Yeah, no, Alistair has a very dark history. So,
Oh.
but if you buy a doll, you actually get the history
Yes.
of the Grimdower family going back to Mordecai, and you can read all about them. And,
Yeah.
I love it.
Their
It's-
shenanigans.
It's well thought out, and it's great.
Yeah, I love the whole lore around things too. It's not, like I said, it's not just a doll.
Right.
It's an entire.
It's an immersion experience.
Yes, it's an experience.
It's a tour.
Absolutely. It's a tour de-
You'll
It's a
be
Tour de
dressing
France
as a
through-
Grimdower
through
before you
dolls.
know it.
I mean, I would.
But keep an eye out. There's some more coming. We'll post them all,
Yes.
which is great. And
Come see us.
yes, absolutely.
us,
So thank you very much for
Well,
coming.
thank you for having me. This is
appreciate it.
absolutely wonderful. It's
The
great.
top hat makes everything.
Oh,
Thank you
absolutely.
very much. Thank you very much.
So,
Keeps your head warm too.
I'm sure.
so will you see you again next time on
Yes.
Parlour Tea?
Bye.
Bye.